Okay, so there is a new brewery that is now opened in the area, and it's got a lot of people talking. This morning, Ansley Watson is in Munising to tell us more about it. Good morning, Ansley.
Good morning, Vicki. See my little friend here? His name's Itchy. He's kind of like the mascot here. I'm standing in Munising at East Channel Brewing Company. We're a fairly new microbrewery to the area. They opened just about 3 weeks ago. Now they will have a grand opening on October 8th, which is next Saturday. So make sure to come down here, check them out, give them a warm welcome to the area. But it's a nice little place this morning. We're going to check it out, explore, see what you can find when you come in here. Stay with us. Reporting live in Munising, Ansley Watson, TV6 News.
All right, sounds like a cool place to check out. Thanks, Ansley. And she gets cozy with her little friend there.
Just nice she made a friend finally.
Yeah,
It's been
good.
a while for her.
I'm really happy for her.
Yes, well, I am not feeling too friendly about the rain. I'm ready. East Channel Brewing Company is new to the Munising area. Ansley Watson is there this morning telling us more about this new brewery. Good morning, Ansley.
And good morning, Vicki. It's a nice little brewery. It's very, very nice. We'll explore here in a little bit. But joining me this morning is co-owner Joe Desjardins. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for coming down.
No problem. So this has been open for 2-3 weeks. Very, very new to Munising.
Oh yeah, very new, and it's been a mixture of locals and tourists that stopped by so far, and we're planning to do like our grand opening October 8th. We kind of just started softly, and then now we'll have more beers coming out and ready to go for October 8th, and just hopefully people enjoy it.
How exciting. When did this idea turn into a brewery?
We started planning it about 4 years ago, and trying to looking around town at all the different spots and different things, and then we all of a sudden, like, my parents had this building, and we're like, oh, you know what, Ted has the bike shop next door, a brewery would be nice on the other side, so it kind of worked out for everyone involved, and then it just kind of turned into what it is.
And Ted's your co-owner?
Ted's the co-owner, Ted Majeski, yep.
Okay. Well, we are in a nice location. Where are you located so people know?
209 Maple Street in Munising. I always try like explaining it, like, do you know where if you're coming on the highway, do you know where Subway is? And then you turn that Subway and cross Spear Street, and we're tucked right down in here behind the Munising News.
Very nice. Well, we're looking around, seeing some of the drinks on the chalkboard there. What are you guys making so far?
The two that are erased there was a pale ale, which we got another one coming out soon, and then a blueberry wheat, which ran out. And then we got a stout, a regular wheat, a blonde that came out a little higher alcohol content than we planned, and then a Scotch ale that's kind of more of a complex beer with different molasses and different things in it. And then in our fermenters back there, we have an IPA, which we're getting ready to keg today, a pumpkin ale for the opening, the pale ale again, and then we got like a red ale.
So if we look around, I talked about this earlier. You have this little mascot. I had to bring him up because I think he's the cutest little thing. His name's Itchy. Why is Itchy a little mascot here?
He's just been like a kind of a family thing. Like, my cousin had a bar named Itchy, but he named the bar after a seagull that he lives on the lake, and it kind of stayed in his front yard. So my uncle put out a wash tub, and he kind of just lived in the wash tub for the summer. And he just so then they're trying to think what to name their bar in the basement, and they named it Itchy's Wash Tub. So we're like, and then he doesn't have that house anymore, so we're like, oh, this can be Itchy's now, so that's what they even call it, Itchy's. They don't even call it East Channel Brewing Company.
Wow.
Yeah.
So brewing is not actually new to you. You've been doing it for a few years, several years before this. How did you get into it?
About 6 years. I don't know, I was just kind of sitting there, and then I was up at Northern at the time, and White's, I don't know if I was walking around in there and just kind of seen it, or so I was like, oh, this is kind of cool, and they set me up with like an ingredient kit and different things, so I tried it, and I was like, this is cool. Then I wanted to do all grain, so I like made a mash tun out of it, glue cooler, and it just kind of grew from there. And then like my cousin was getting into it at the same time as me, so we kind of did it together, and then it just turned into where people would come over and check it out, what was happening, and then it just kind of turned into a business. Turned into a business, yeah.
Very cool. Well, stay with us later in the hour. We're going to head on over to the brew room, see kind of what the process is like.
All right,
Thanks for being with us, Joe. Yep. Reporting live in Munising, Ansley Watson, TV6 News.
All right, thank you very much, Ansley. That looks like a really cool place to check out. And as we're getting ready for the day, check this out. It's still raining.
Welcome back. Well, if you like trying new craft beers, we have the place for you in Munising. Ansley Watson is at East Channel Brewery to tell us a little bit more about it. Good morning, Ansley.
Good morning, Samuel. If you're ever curious, come down here to East Channel Brewing Company and see where they make their brews right here in this room, actually. Joining me this morning is co-owner Joe Desjardins. Thank you so much for being with us.
Yeah, thank you.
So we're in the brew room. Kind of tell us the process of what you guys have to do to make all your drinks.
Well, to start, we'll heat up water in this, to a certain amount of gallons to a certain temperature. It's called strike water. We'll mix it with our crushed grain, and the wood vessel there is their mash tun. So we'll mix them together. They'll sit there for an hour at the temperature that we want, and then we'll start to run. I don't have it in here, but our sparge arm will sit on top, and we'll start running more hot water over the top as we're running off the sugar water, or wort, what they call it, into the brew kettle. And when we get all the gallons we want into our brew kettle, then we'll start our boil process, and then at 60 minutes we'll add like our bittering hops, and then it simultaneously goes down to flavor hops, aroma hops, and then we'll cool it down. We'll run it back through one of the pumps there, but then we'll cool it and do one of the fermenters to where we'll pitch our yeast into it, and it'll ferment for anywhere from 10, 14 days longer, depending on the beer or what we want to do with it.
And these all the fermenters have something in them right now?
All of them have it in there right now. Like this is IPA that we're getting ready to keg probably later on today. Got like a pumpkin ale in there. Our pale ale, which we've seen was erased off the board earlier. And then we got our red ale in the farthest fermenter there.
Okay, so you used to do this home brewing. This is probably on a much larger scale than what you're used to then.
For instance, like that bucket's the old fermenter that
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it used to have a cap on it. So like, so.
I think you upgraded it just a little bit.
Yeah, so it's kind of weird going from even getting grain. Like he used to leave whites with like a 10-pound sack of grain or 13 pounds of grain, and you get it in like 50-pound sacks, and you can see it stacked up in the room. That's a big mess there. But so it's like, it was weird. It was kind of overwhelming when it first came. Like, oh, this is kind of, it's like, now I can kind of see like the scale going up. But the process kind of stays the same going as long as you can get your hops and that together the right way.
Yeah, well, if we go back to the main room here, you guys just opened up a few weeks ago. You're having a grand opening on October 8th, next Saturday. What would you like to say to people? I mean, this is a new brewery right here in Munising.
Yeah, we're just kind of hoping people would stop in. We're going to have like all those beers will be ready for that and on tap, so we're hoping to have a good lineup. We're hoping to get one of the local food vendors in and just kind of have a good atmosphere. Hopefully, just listen to some records or whatever, and hopefully people enjoy coming in.
And where are you located? What are your hours?
209 Maple Street in Munising, and our hours are Wednesday 4 to 11, Thursday 4 to 11, Friday 4 to midnight, Saturday noon to midnight, and Sunday we do like a noon to quiet, depending on like our beer supply or what's, if just depending on how it is. So then we kind of take Monday and Tuesday to do our keg, like we were cleaning kegs yesterday, or to do our brewing and stuff. So we're not, because we kind of utilize some of the area out here, so we're not in people's way while we're doing that.
This is a fun atmosphere and a very nice place to come sit down, be with your friends. There's actually an upstairs too.
Yeah.
It's a very nice place.
Yeah, thank you, and thanks for coming down.
No problem. Like I said, great opening next Saturday. Come on out, enjoy a cup of beer with your friends. So thanks for being with us.
Yeah,
Jeff.
thank you.
Reporting live in Munising, Ansley Watson, and we'll be back with more of your TV6 Morning News after the break.